my consume. Okay, so if you have a process, you want to know how much resources that process is using, you will use the Ulimit. So let us check one. There's a process there. Let's say system D. Okay, let's use system D. Let me quit from here. So if I do quit there, if I do this Ulimit, then I put the process ID one. It's not consuming any resources. Oh, system D is just slipping in the back end. So which one should I use? Let me see. This box is new. Kind of, there's no application really that I've installed on this box. Let me see anything that is really using any resource here. Because then this, yeah, it's sleeping in the back end, not doing much. There's no application running here, so we'll test it. Let's get the command. We'll test it when we install applications. Now, please look up. I want you to understand the concept of a Ulimit. The Ulimit command, right? What does it do? Its job is to control how much resource, okay, a process can consume or how much resources is being used. So, like, some people say user limit, but it's not really user limit. It's a lie. Think about resource management on this command line when it comes to Ulimit command, okay? It's a command that can actually interview. Somebody was asked that and they just quickly mentioned that they can use Ulimit command. You don't need to memorize the flags. The flags are there on the man page. It's not a big deal. But let us enjoy some of it too. Because I can do Ulimit -F. I can use that to check the maximum size of files that a shell can create. For example, here, the size can be 1. Now, let me see. I'm not in the right location. I'm not even seeing the right things. Let me see if I go to the temp location. I don't have any rule in there, correct? No rule. Let me run the Ulimit -F. Okay, 1. So it says the maximum size could be 1. Is that MEC? Don't tell me if it's MEC. This is not good. Let me do -A and let me see what happens limit. Okay, there you go. Please look up. When I run this Ulimit -A, right, the call file size in blocks. I remember I was talking about this management. We talk about blocks, storage, blocks, correct? You guys remember the blocks, this storage in blocks. The system sees storage in blocks. We know in megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, or whatever. So, but the system sees storage in blocks. That's why we talk about that sector. Remember LVM? We talk about choose the sector, right? Remember the sector on the disk? Good, you choose the sector. That is the concept of block. Please remember when you see blocks, think about that storage. Then now, maximum log memory, though. The memory now, what is funny is that the memory on the system is not measured in blocks, it's measured in bytes or units like kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte. The system sees them in megabyte, gigabyte, and all that. But this disk size is block. Know that difference. You'll see that a lot when you work on. Anyway, we've seen that already on processes, right? When we talk about processes and memory and swap as well. We've seen that when we talk about LVMs. So we should be able to remember those. Now, please. Now I want us to understand this thingy. The file size that we have here, we have file size in blocks. It says 1. That's weird. It's not 1 megabyte, is it? So you're telling me that the file size you guys create is 1 meg. It's not up to 1 kilobyte. It's too small. This is 1 byte. If I do touch, for example, if I say touch, let's create a file here. Let's call it let's say env. So I'm creating a file called env.doc. So environment doc. If I go ll, now look at the document, look at the file here, look at the file, env doc, right? If I do this usage on that particular file, du-shx, we know that command, right? Check that this size. It says 0. So it means the size we can have, if we were creating a file that the name is super long, right? No matter how much characters we're putting in there, the system can only support up to what? 1 of this, which is, we call it 1 block, technically, which is still the 1. How would you use the word? It's not kilobyte. It's not megabyte. No, it's not that big. It's too small. This is what we call system sizes. And we know what this will be the human size, correct? When we use the du command to check the disk usage that we are supposed to see on the disk itself. But the system size is different from what we normally see because if I do ls, if I do ll, you see the size right here. For example, file 1, look at the size, 32, so 324,904. For example, if I do a disk usage on that man, on the file one, look at the size, 320 kilobyte, okay, of this space that this file one is using. But that is not the same thing that that man gave us up there. If we do that Ulimit, let me run that Ulimit. Limit again on file one. Hey, what is the limit? It's not telling me it, from creation is less than one, but this is not nice. I don't want that to use this thing because at work I use it to do something, which I want to use it with you guys. Let me give you use cases. That will make so much sense. This one is not giving me that option. It's not showing me that flow. Please look up. Look at this. Do you see the CPU time here? Do you see where it says CPU time? Look up, guys. Now, what is the CPU time here? The CPU time talks up in seconds. The CPU time is unlimited. Okay, that's how much resources the CPU can use, right? As much as possible, as much as needed, which is good. Which is good. But that CPU that this virtual machine is using, where is it coming from? Hey guys, come on, talk to me.
What's the question again, bro?
The CPU that this virtual machine is using, where is it coming from?
From a
The
physical
hypervisor?
The physical server that the hypervisor is providing, right?
Mhm.
Good. If I tell the system that I don't want the CPU to be using that much, right? I can tell the CPU to use just a little bit instead of it using unlimited. You get me? So I'll say, okay, I want to set it to maybe 300 seconds. So if the CPU is processing something, it should not pass 300 seconds. When it passes 300 seconds, it means the system is taking too much of the resources that I'm supposed to give it. Okay. So I set a limit. So -T, I'll set that to 300 seconds. Now, if you run that command again, ulimit -A, do you see my CPU time has changed? So the CPU will take what 300 seconds for processing. You see that it has changed. Before it was unlimited, correct? Now it is what? 300. So I control the resources that they are using. Because guess what? My virtualization tool, there are virtual machines on the system. Because you assign two CPU on a particular virtual machine, doesn't mean that it is always using two CPUs. No, it just means that when it is working, if it needs more, there is more assigned to it. Just like what? Thin provisioning. Does that make sense? You remember thin provisioning, right? It's the same concept there. So, but yeah, I'm telling this man that, you know what, I'm giving you 300. That's what you can use. Now the question is this something which is going to be done often? Yes, on web servers. Web servers that you just need to have them have their application parameters running 24/7 and all that. It's fine. You can set limit on it, but on databases you don't have to, because database is supposed to run on physical servers. You remember that, right? A database is supposed to run on physical server, meaning that a database should use all the resources. Don't set limitations. Leave them unlimited. It's for web application, virtual systems that we set these things on. That's where it is very useful to set up the user or the use, which say user limit. It's not a user limit, but it's very good to set a user limit on it. Does that make sense? Now, let me also throw this out there. When a user gets onto your environment and the user can create multiple, let's say the user can create multiple, can start multiple applications, can do multiple things. A user. Say a user gets onto the environment and then they run processes. Maybe they run more than 1,000 processes, 2,000 processes, 3, 4, 5,000 processes, because they are running so many applications, so many things in the back end and front end. They are running so many things. Do you recommend that? Yes or no? You don't want that, correct? You want to control how many things they open. Because if one user can have the rights to run multiple things without any limit, one person can come in as a developer, obviously, and be doing so many things that will prevent other users from doing regular work. You get it? That will mean they take all the resources. That's bad news. So you want to control it. I don't know what number you guys want to use. Let me pick an example here. What is that? Okay, you see here, maximum user processes is set to 22,574. That's the max number that they have here. That's too big. It's too big. Let me change it. Ulimit. Let me change it to, let me put that U. Let me change it to 248, for example. Now, if you run that command again, ulimit -a, you see now I have reduced it. So users cannot run more than 2,048 processes at any given time. You get it? This is me managing resources on my environment. That will also improve performance because multiple other applications will be running. That will mean less data or less processes will be moved to the swap. You know, the swap is the backup of the memory, right? You get it, right? So it means that I will not be moving too many resources to the swap anymore because I am controlling how much resources will be running on the system. That is very important. Unlike somebody who just gets in there and it's okay, you know, they write a script. That script will start. Oh my goodness. When you work in a production environment, you understand what I mean by that. They run so many things, developers, especially web developers. So many things. Imagine you have GitLab on that system running, right? And they are trying to also set up a Portainer, which will be running for image management with Dockers. They have another environment. They are using a Bolt new. They are, oh my goodness, it's crazy. It's possible. Yes, there are so many service accounts doing all those jobs, but you want to limit it. It's possible to limit it. Okay. So I'm just throwing this out there. There's also a possibility.
Yes. Does managing how much time you allow a user to
CPU.
maintain CPU to be running, right? Let's say I'm working on a project. I leave for 5 minutes, and the computer turns off. Is that security management as well as management of
resources?
Resources.
You can say it's managing resources for electricity and also your system not to stay up too long. It's just to log your screen. It logs you out because, listen, it's not good to leave a system unattended. Somebody can jump in, but also good because it keeps your system, it relaxes your CPU. So your CPU is not doing too much work unless you left something running. Okay. It will just the basic amount of requirements will be running to keep the system up and running, which the CPU will be using. Okay. It's not the same as a live system where you have everything actively running right there. This one will mean this amount on your CPU time is the time it will take maximum time to process those processes that you push out there. You see the difference there? So that is what we are changing here. Yeah, but that's a good question. Okay. Matthew.
Yes, bro. This Ulimit configuration, I saw you doing it from the virtual host. Is it only done from the virtual host, or you can do that from the hypervisor?
The virtual host. What do you mean virtual host? This is the virtual machine right here.
Yeah, right. But we got this virtual machine running on the hypervisor, right?
Okay, good. So, okay, your question is if we can do it on the virtual machine itself.
Right. Well, now we're doing it on the virtual machine itself, or
yeah, this is a virtual machine. Okay, we want us to do it on the hypervisor.
Right. Like you have, if you have like a lot of virtual machines operating, and then do you kind of do it like for a specific individual? What if I want this individual to run a little higher, you know, number of processes than this other person? Can you kind of configure that per individual, you know, access, or it's just going to be general for the system? And then
you see how you are building a system on the hypervisor, right? You give it CPU and memory. You can go there and play with the size. You can increase, you can decrease it. Not a problem at all. You see that? You can even change a rule in there so that whenever I build a system like this, the default memory should be this. It's possible. But no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to waste time on that because you can go right there on actions, edit the settings. Here is me saying that this virtual machine, I've given it maybe, let's say 2 CPUs, right? Each CPU has 32 cores. And we know it's a dual core. Each core runs at 3.1 gigahertz. You get that? That is fast. Now, multiply 32 times 3.1, okay, times 2. That is the entire CPU speed that we have. That's in gigahertz. I'm not even going to megahertz yet. Not talk less of, I'm not even close to megahertz. Talk less of kilohertz. So now that speed is too much. I build a web server. Because in your interview, they might actually manage resources on the system. You can talk about making this persistent. You can talk about LVMs. You can talk about memory and the swap backing of memory for performance. You can talk about assigning the right amount of CPUs and all that. And then to top it all, if maybe they don't ask you this, but to top it all, tell them that you use the Ulimit to set up resources used by, for example, the virtual memory usage, the CPU time usage, the maximum user processes, maximum processes that a user can launch. If you can go into an interview and give them this explanation, you can control the maximum amount of processes that a user will be launching at any given time because it's a shared server. I tell you, they will know that you can enter the code of the kernel and change things. That is a solid point to win that interviewer's trust. Let me even say this to you. Go and ask people who are working. Ask folks that have been trained that how do you manage the maximum process for users? They'll start trying to Google things. Try manage say this to you, change things. That is a solid at any given time because it's a share and give them this explanation that you can control processes, maximum amount of processes that a user can launch. If you can go into simple, it's very simple, but I need you guys to know what this thing is all about, how it works. Because in your interview, they might actually manage resources on the system. You can talk about making disk persistent. You can talk about LVMs. You can talk about memory and the swap backing of memory for performance. You can talk about assigning the right amount of CPUs and all that. And then to top it all, if maybe they don't ask you this, but to top it all, tell them that you use the Ulimit to set up resources used by, for example, the virtual memory usage, the CPU time usage, the maximum user processes, maximum amount of processes that a user can launch. If you can go into an interview and give them this explanation that you can control the maximum amount of processes that a user will be launching at any given time because it's a shared server, I tell you, they will know that you can enter the code of the kernel and change things. That is a solid point to win that interviewer's trust. Let me even say this to you. Go and ask people who are working. Ask folks that have been trained that how do you manage the maximum process for users? They'll start trying to Google things. Try. It is not something which is very common, but it's very useful because this particular item will control how relaxed your system will be and how available it will be. This will help for high availability. Does that make sense? Your system will not be available if there's no resources, right? If a system is up and running, I can access it, no problem, but I cannot do my work on it. Is that system available? It's like saying you have a tool that is there in your house, but it's useless. Does that make sense? Until somebody will finish doing their work before you can get it. So you can always, please pay attention. You can always go through and change these values. It's possible, but don't go and change values carelessly. You want to talk to people, okay? You want to talk to people. This is my box. I'm doing a heavy project on this box, so I want these maximum user processes to be big because even service accounts will be affected. Just so you know, service accounts will be affected as well. So let me take it back to this value that was there before because I want to do. This is for mail. Please just pay attention. Turn on your cameras. What? Oh my god. My word. Goodness, this is not good. This box is not the right box to use. Don't worry, let me use the right box. Yeah, I see what I've done with this box. Sorry?
No, I see how you saying this Postfix is for mail.
Mail, yes, send out emails. It's a service that manages mail. Like a postman. He sends out emails to alerts. Yeah.
So instead of POP3 and IMAP on Windows, do you use that on Linux too?
Yeah, you use that. Is that we did IMAP D. Remember the NFS? We went into Etsy something IMAPD.com. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did too.
What did I say?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you always confuse me when you say this box is not good. I know in an enterprise.
Why am I confused you? It's my box. It's my box. Why should you confuse you?
No, it's like you always
it's my box.
No, it's like you always want a clean box. And I know maybe in an enterprise mode
you have a clean box.
Always have a clean box for one particular application.
One.
Oh, okay.
You don't mix application on the same. No. One box for one purpose. One.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I confuse you. It's my box. I know what I've done. You want me to start telling you what I've done in the box? You see the name here? Do you see here?
Yeah.
Do you know? Yeah. Everyone's not going there. I'm building. Okay, I don't want to tell you everything that I'm doing now because it's not part of what we're doing. But listen to this.
I'm building.
Don't confuse us. We get confused.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't want to do that. Thank you. Because I'm trying not to make you guys think, oh, this thing. It's not about what you're expecting. I can troubleshoot and fix it, but it's not even close to what I want you guys to deal with. And I don't know why I went to this box. It's supposed to be my own personal thing. Okay, listen. If you Google this project, you know what? If you Google this project, you know it's a major project. I'm building a few applications. Okay, that I'm playing with actually. I built a page. Okay, let me show you guys. Just for me, right? Who doesn't like one? Let me go to my GitHub page here. No, let me use GitHub. Let me use my own. Let me see. Let me see. I just want to show you guys something real quick. Come on, too long. By the way, while he's doing this, let me also throw this out there to everybody. When you work on changing port numbers, right, on the system, you have to inform somebody. Like you have to inform a tool on the system. When you're changing default port numbers, you have to inform a tool on your system. What is the name of that tool that you inform? You have to inform. I'm listening.
Yeah. Is it firewall?
No.
SE Linux.
Perfect. SE Linux. If you don't inform SE Linux, it will not work. Why?
Can I block it?
It will block it. Why will it block it?
Yeah, because maybe sorry. Go ahead.
It's not listed as accepted.
Not recognize it.
Because let's say this is the only question asked in the interview.
So SE Linux, because SE Linux, I think it's a way of all default configuration on the system. So if you switching a default port, to some other one, and you gotta update it within SE Linux in order for you to recognize the change that you've made to the system.
Because the SE Linux is the first line of defense or something. SE Linux is the first line of defense, yes? Keep going, I'm listening. There is. I like smart.
Whatever.
This is good.
If it does not understand whatever that thing has, it will block.
Okay. You guys should just mention that SLN is the first line of defense, which has specific rules for the permissions that every single application, files, and directory should have on the system. So when we change the port, we are telling that application to switch the default location that is registered by SLN for them to look at. Now we switch that port, we go to a new port. We are supposed to tell SLN that we have changed it manually ourselves. Okay, we have to inform him so that on his records, somewhere for the permission that he has to allow that application to go outside, he will allow that port to be communicating. Even though the firewall is allowed, SLN will block it, it will not work. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Please, can you watch the recording on that? Thank you. It's your story. It's all you need is your story. Make your story to be good. Okay, this thing is almost, I think it's done kind of. I want to have a clean box of what I'm about to do because what I'm about to do, guys, too, I want to tell you something really important here. We will be building, let me not say it, we'll get to it, I'll say it. If I say it, some students will start getting distracted here. You guys love it. You guys just get too distracted in this class.
Yeah, bro. App Armor too, right, bro? Performs the same function as SE Linux.
What is that?
App Armor.
Is that an extra package on the system?
Oh yeah, it's the same security configuration.
No, wait, hold on. You see, you go to an interview, they'll ask you, how tall is the building? Oh, you see that white building there? It was built in 1925. That building like that, I don't answer that way. You see, that's why they'll tell you that in your interview, maybe either you're all over the place or you're not very consistent with your answers. No.
No, I'm just trying to say it's another function too, but that one is in.
No, listen, it's an extra package on the Linux system.
Yeah, it's on another floor of Linux system, Debian.
So tell me that, if I say it's an extra package, tell me yes, it's an extra package because it will require us to install packages for that particular service to be available. You get it? I don't know anything about functionality yet. I'm just actually an extra package. Stay in line with that flow. Because it's an extra package, is SE Linux an extra package on your Linux system? I'm asking everybody. Is SE Linux an extra package on your Linux system?
That was default.
It comes with the box. So let me ask you, which one would you want to install? Which one do you want to use? The one that comes already with the system or the extra one that you have to go download?
Default.
Because the extra one is download and bring you have to do maintenance on it. But with that notwithstanding, there are monitoring tools that can monitor your system and then do so many things based on how you set up the rules. So it's still fine. You can install the extra package if you want to. But because I always rather prefer recommend that one. But tell them the other options, okay? When we do the monitoring tools, it will make some more sense for you to discuss that with them too. Alright guys, my box is ready. So let's dive in. I know I don't think Postfix should be there running yet. I did not configure it, so that's not running Postfix. But let me just do this. It's supposed to come with the box too, but there you go. So let's do YAML install. YAML install. Postfix. So I'm installing the service that I want to show you guys. This service I want it to be running. I want it to up and running all the time. I don't want it to sit and not be running. Okay. I hope that's the right package. I hope that's the right package name.
Yep, it is.
Nice.
Great prompt. Do you think it's possible you go for an interview for Linux, Red Hat Linux environment, and then they start trying to include some, question that has to do with Debian-based Linux version?
It's Linux. Don't worry about it. Look up, guys. Look up. You looking up? This is that patch management I told you I was building. This link will be better. Look up. If I start my free trial version, let me log in. Let me see. Will this account let me in? Nah, this is not gonna work. Let me use this other account. Hey, look at that. I mean,
Show that password problem. Let me see.
let me come. Ready? Oh, why is it not showing? Oh, I have to. My bad.
Well, they're saying key logger app so that it will become a keystroke.
Email to fetch the link. I want to show you guys something. Remind me after when I'm done teaching. Let me show you this tool. That tool is so good. Okay? I'm still working on it. It's going to take me some time. When I successfully set that thing up, it will be running like, Red Hat Satellite? You guys remember the satellite that I was talking about for batch management? I'm building something similar to that, but at the low end. It's not the same thing. Just imagine that works. If that works, so the service is up and running. Now, listen guys, what if I don't want to add any scripts, I don't want to add any extras. I want the service to always be up and running. So I want see what I'll do. I'll tell the first process, you know system D, right? You guys know system D is the first process on the system. I'll tell system D to always keep that process running because we know system D must always do what? Running, correct? See what I'll do. I will cd first into the library. In my library, I'll go to system D. Come on. Then in system D, there is system in there. And in system, I will stay there. I'll show you something. In here, these are services. All these are services. I repeat, these are services that we can. Something. In here, these are services. All these are services. I repeat, these are services that we can change. We can do so many things with them. Guys, this is what manages the kernel. Remember system D1, right? You know what I'm talking about. Let's go for Postfix. If I keep going up, do you see Postfix somewhere? You see right here?
Yeah, on what?
Good. These are all services that are running the system, on the system, in the back end and all that. The ends, some of them are not even running. They are just chilling. But yes, these are services. This is how I can manage the configuration of service through system D. I will tell system D that this service is always up and running. So see what I'll do. I will dip into this service. What?
System D first. Yeah. Button post. Oh, right. Right here. Okay.
While here, please look up. When I look at all these, do you see anything that says restart? Do you see anything that says restart? Yes, no, yes. No, it's not there. You guys should look for R, guys. It's not there. Now, excuse me, press I for insert. Put a pound sign. Enter. So that I just made a new line of adding. Wait, honestly, I don't really like to put pound signs. I can still leave it like that. But just so I know that I've added something in there myself. Now, write this, please. Put this one down. Restart, please. How are you writing this one down? Under that way, you see, this is service. Where it says how these are the things that will affect the service, right? So under that, I want to put restart equals what? Always. You are telling this to always be restart when it's not running. Next, look up. You want to do the rescan. You want the step to restart. You rescan it, then restart it. So what is the restart? Seconds. The time when you take for it to restart. You want to do restart. Sec. Now it's up to me. I can put 10 seconds or I can put 5 seconds. It doesn't matter. This means, I'm put the space here. This means this particular service called Postfix that I got into the configuration file for the service itself, I am asking it to always restart when it's not running. So this is telling the system that always make sure that the service is up and running. Always restart it if it's not running. Restart it. And what is the restart second? So when you run restart command, wait for 5 seconds before you restart again to check to see if it's not running. Then you restart it. Are you getting me? Just putting these 2 lines inside this file or any of those service files that you saw there. Just putting those 2 lines in there. I am taking care of this service always going to be running. If I remove the box, it comes up on this service, even if it was not enabled, right? This is that particular system you will force it to start.
So we want the system, the Postfix all of this to stay on. So you do a zoom into it, do restart right here. I do output constant restart equals always restart set equals 5 seconds.
Because system is the one now managing everything, but it's always important to do this. Enable the service, okay? But now, depending on the security rules you're comfortable putting in, ours mess up our Postfix, I have to fix it, for example, right? So this will mean that if I put those 2 lines in that file, I repeat, this is the location of the file. Library system D, library system D system. That is one of the locations. The other location could be in the Etsy. You could go to, you could send it to Etsy system.
And then also restart it whenever then. Okay.
D, then system as well. You can tap in here and then you'll see some other applications. Please write it down. You'll see some directions of other services that you can also manage, okay? But most of the bulk of those things will be located here in the library system D system. I hope you wrote it down because this is what we mean by persistent. When it comes to us changing a service status, we need to always be running. Always restart it. And who are we asking you to do it? System D, because that is the first process to start, right? So when the run level runs, we'll go through, we'll get to system D. What are the services that the system D will focus on so much? That night. You get it? Make sure it's running. That's all about it. That particular thing. Or you write the scripts. Which script? I don't want us going to write the scripts. Please pay attention to those small things. There are small things that I use at work to keep my head floating and making my bonuses. I'm giving it to you guys here for free. So please, you will do the same thing. So when you put those files in there, just always, you remember this command, systemctl. You remember this? Name one. What? Reload, correct? Because you have changed something on the init. What? Init directory, right? This is the run them on load. Then you can even check the status of your service. So I can do this. Status, system D, just to be sure everything's fine. Okay, what? System D postfix failed to pass restart. Yeah, why should you not fail? It's not supposed to start now. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. You see the rule that I put in there? The service is already running, so it's ignoring what? Let me see. Be sure everything's fine. Status, system D, just to be sure everything's fine. Oh. Okay, what? System D postfix failed to pass restart. Yeah, why should you not fail? It's not supposed to start now. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. You see the rule that I put in there? The service is already running, so it's ignoring what always restart. You get it? Because my service is running, so it's ignoring it. So it's seeing it. Does that make sense? I will force start the service again. Let me force start the service or restart the service. And then restart. Check the status, because the most important thing is you see the status, and then restart. Check the status, because most important the service. Does that make it's ignored now? Let me see. Yeah. Okay. You see the
also press down. nothing here. I don't get it.
Yeah, why should you not fail? It's not supposed to.
Okay. Down here.
That now. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. You see the rule that I put in there? The service is already running, so it's ignoring what always restart. You get it? Because my service is running, so it's ignoring it. So it's seeing it. Does that make sense? I will force start the service again. Let me force start the service or restart the service. And then restart. Check.
Start.
Check the status, because the most important thing is you see the status. When I check the status, what happens? That message is not there anymore, right?
Right.
Okay. So status.
This, I'm trying to tell you something here, guys. It failed to run this specifier always to restart it because the service was already running, right? Yeah. If the service was not running, then it will force start it. But since I just restarted the service now, do you see that message again here? No, it's not there. Now, if I run this status again, after some time, you see maybe if it tries to restart it, that message will come up again. If it was already running. But since the service is already running, nothing is supposed to happen. Make sense? If I do stop the service, you give it some time to check the status again, just to see that the service.
Okay. Yeah. Status.
This actually came back on. Are you getting me?
Stop and came back
Guys,
on.
are you getting me? Jasper? Yeah, I'm asking you, sir. I know you're always on the system working. There are some students that are always working on the system that I really enjoy what they're doing. Some students are working and they are shy to ask questions. I don't know why. You guys not ask the question. No, we know you don't know it. We know you're still learning. Come on, guys. We know you're still learning. Is that? Sorry. System is running. In the meantime, I want to take you guys through something. Please look up. There's nothing here. Let me write to a file. Call it file 1. Let me copy some content from somewhere. Let me copy content from somewhere. I asked you guys to do some GitHub work. You guys, I will be creating a GitHub account. Oh, this is not good. Okay, let's leave it like that. Next line. I forgot the P, guys. Don't worry about it. I want to put lines in there just so you have something. We will need it. So I'm adding more small lines. Please pay attention. I'm just copying some stuff from anywhere, please.
Let's cap it.
So Control Z. So I've saved it. So there's content in this file. Now please look up. Look, pay attention. I'll copy
everything here and put it into file 2. So let me create file 2. You know, actually, I should do this for file 2 because I want to edit something quick in there. Do you see at the beginning at the top there where it says you publish something like that? It's supposed to have a P in there, so P publish. So that's the only difference between these two files. Line 1 is the only difference. Please look up. You get it? I have 2 files, and that's the only thing at the top there. You know, actually, I should do this for file 2. Because I want to edit something quick in there. Do you see at the beginning at the top there where it says you believe?
Bit into this right here. That's about it. That's 1. 2. Yeah, the 2. Yeah. The piece of this one right here. Something like that. It's supposed to have a P in there, so P publish. So that's the only difference between these 2 files. Line 1 is the only difference. Please look up. You get it? I have 2 files, and there's a difference between the 2. One has letter P, the other one doesn't have letter P. Correct? Now I'll use this command diff command to find the differences between the 2 files. I want this command to show me the differences between the 2 files. You get it? So I'll take diff between file 1, then file 2. So when I run this, hey, hold on, did I not create file 1 in the version here? Oh, guys, you know how me? Did I just put that into file 1 as well? I beam into file 1 and then I thought of file 2. Okay, that'll work.
I fire everybody in this class. I fire you all. That's what my manager would say. when he's doing something and then he's not paying attention, he misses it. He will say, I fire everybody. All right, let me do that here. Let me paste that content. Okay, so this file 2 doesn't have the P on it. Okay, pay attention to that. You know what? Let me just leave it like that and save it. Now let me run that command again. The diff command. File 1 and file 2. Now, you see that okay, I don't like it like this yet. It's not very nice because there's a space in one of the files. The other one doesn't have a space. I just want you to see only one difference first for now. You see this line? There's no space at the end. After this line, there's no space. But the other file has a space, which I want to fix. I want to show you the difference so that you know how to find the difference between 2 files. So let me delete this. Oh, come on. Okay, good. That space is gone. Let me save this and quit. Now, let us find the differences between 2 files. Please pay attention. The command is diff, and you put file 1, then space file 2. When you run this command, it shows you the difference between the 2 files. You get it? And it is telling you the line numbers. So look at this carefully. This file on you see this arrow pointing on my left? It means the file on my left has this line that is different from the file on my right, which is the file on my right, which is the file 2. You see this right here? You see the difference right there, right? Yes, this is what we use the diff command. So this is when somebody maybe gives you 2 files to find the difference, like the manager. Tell me the differences between these 2 files. Okay, I want to list out the differences only. So guess what? I'll just run this command I'll put the files in here, and then I run this command, then I copy this and send it to him. That these are the differences. You get it? Mm-hmm. Now there is another thing I want to do with the diff command. It has some good stuff. Please watch this. Let us create our own files now. I don't want to be writing too much. This thing is, I don't like writing too much. There's no time for typing. You know, engineers don't type too much, okay? Only when they're writing their codes. So watch this. Let me echo something to a file. I don't like it. Let me do the cat. Let me cut the first file called fruits1. Okay, fruit-1. Let's add some fruits. Oh, no, sorry. Let me cut to that file. Fruit-1. So let's add fruits like apple, mango, orange. Let's put apple now uppercase like this. Let's put kiwi like this. Let's put, I don't know, pear. Let's stop there. Control Z. So I have the first file. I will put the same content in the second file, but I'll change some of them. So you see something. So let me cut now to the second file called file. No, sorry, it's full. It's fruits. Fruits2. Okay. Now here, I'll paste all that content that I had in there. But let me delete some of them. Let me delete that pear. I'll put the pear like this. Pear should be all uppercase. Then enter. Let me put another orange. I'll put orange like this. The OR is uppercase, then everything lowercase. I want you to see something, please, because this is very crucial for troubleshooting. See. Another orange. Let me this fruits content in the second. Pear. Let's stop there. Control Z. So I have the first file. I will put the same content in the second.
Control D. What's Control D? I don't know.
One file, but I'll change some of them. So you see something. So let me cut now to the second file called file. No, sorry, it's fruits. Fruits2. Okay. Now here, I'll paste all that content that I had in there. But let me delete some of them. Let me delete that pear. I'll put the pear like this. Pear should be all uppercase. Then enter. Let me put another orange. I'll put orange like this. The OR is uppercase, then everything lowercase. I want you to see something, please, because this is very crucial for troubleshooting. Let me put mango like this. Now, when I say like this, I'll press escape. Oh, sorry, delete. Not press escape. Control Z. I can even name it to that file called fruits. All right, answer that. Control Z. I can. Can even name it to that file called fruits. All right, answer that. Fruits2. I will delete the first line, the first two lines. Even the orange. Let me delete all that. Save it. Now I want you to see something. If I cut fruits, save it. Now I want you to delete the first line, the first two lines. Even the orange.
What?
Orange. Diff. I can even name it to that file called fruits. All right, answer that. Fruits2. I will delete the first line, the first.
Fruits2. Save.
First two lines. Even the orange. Let me delete all that. Save it. Now I want you to see something. If I cut fruits star, for example. You will not see the names attached to it. I wanted to do a lazy approach here. The first fruit, if I kept the second fruit, look at the differences. The first one starts with apple, lowercase. The next one down here, apple, what? All uppercase. You get logic in it? Good. I want you to see this. Pay attention to this carefully because the first one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. The second one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Take note. If I run a diff command between fruits, the first file called fruit 1 and the second one called fruit 2, this is what you get. Please look up. Please go on mute. It is saying that on line 1, right? Sorry, on file 1, right? We have these 3 entries here. Apple, mango, orange that we cannot find on file what? 2. With what? The same spelling. But we have this file, we have this name, this one here on file on fruit 1. But on fruit 2, for that same location, we have this. But now pay attention to this. On this first file, we have pair, which on the 4th line, which does not match any of the lines that is in the second fruit. You get logic in it? So, in other words, to make it easy for you, whatever appears here is not on the other file. So one file has it, the other file doesn't have it. You get it? That is the easiest way to get yourself out of trouble. One file has some content and the other file doesn't have it, which means anything that appears from this, what comes up here, it is telling you that, guess what? This one is all this that you see here is on the first one here, and all this is on the second one. That is not also on the first one. So these items are on the first file, and these items are on the second one. That are not in both, only in one of the files. So how about we play a funny game here? Let me take the content of file 1. You know this command. Sorry, fruit 1. Fruit 1. I'll put it without doing the append, reappend. I'll just replace all the content of fruit number 2 with that content. You get it? So I'll replace everything. So let me ask you the question now. If I run the diff command, what will come up? There should be duplicate. Okay, nothing should come up. Nothing. No, nothing. Remember, I told you something will only come up if there is something in one file that is not present in the other file. But in this case, the 2 files are identical. So when nothing comes up, it means the files are identical.
Oh, yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. Now let me also do now. Someone like, hold on. Can we compare 3 files? Let's try this. File, let's do this file. In this case, the 2 files are identical. So when
we put on copy of what? What's the 122? And then we didn't find a difference in both of them. Nothing because the old accent content. Yeah.
When nothing comes up, it means the files are identical. Get it? Okay, good. Now let me also do now. Someone like, hold on. Can we compare 3 files? Let's try this. File. Let's do this file 1, for example. If I compare 3 files, look at that. It fails to take it, but there's a way to do it. Let me show you. Let me go. I don't have that flag on it. Let me go to the manual on this diff command. Okay, compare files line. Okay, this is diff. It's compare files, but what is it? I don't have that thing. I don't remember where I can find it here.
For once, you don't know.
See, I know some things I don't know. Oh, see, if you ask anybody at my work, I tell them the same thing every day. I don't know. Let's go discover it together. When they call me for the I always tell them the same thing, even if I have the answer like this. You know why? When you just say, no, I know it. It sounds like you're showing off, and when you go there, you make a small mistake. Oh my goodness. But he said he knows it, right? I don't know anything. I'm not sure, but let's go try it. You see where it says suppress common lines? This is a good flag to use to suppress common lines, meaning that if I do whatever I'm doing, I can suppress lines that are common, okay? So the lines that are common, I can suppress them. It's a good one to use. I can suppress blank or empty spaces. Any space, like the empty lines that are showing up, right? I want to see empty lines, compare empty lines or empty spaces. I can take them off. If you don't want to use the symbolic links like the soft links that we talked about, you can apply this one to it. But that's not, okay, directional new file. Treat outside first files, there you go. You see where it says ignore file name case? You see that? So once you ignore the case, so don't care whether it's uppercase, lowercase, you can ignore the case, uppercase, lowercase. You can use this flag. Let's keep going. There's something. It's nothing bad. No, it's not correct. That's not it. There's nothing here. Did I not have it somewhere? It's a small sweet thing. I could do that with 3 files. Why is it not? See, I'm growing too old, right? I'm too old. Yeah, I told her, I said I work class, and they told me something that I did not stop laughing. Okay, let me go here. Let me use one of this. No, it's very basic. In all case, it's not a problem. In all case here, you don't care about that one so much. It's fine. You can do that. In all file name case, unidirectional, it's not a big deal. Because suppress blank spaces is basic to use. What is that one? Function line? No, suppress common lines. Yeah, suppress common line is very common. It's very good. It's a good one to use. What is the thing? This thing is not looking good. Wait a minute.
Is it using the greater than sign?
No.
No. Okay.
Let me see. Just 1 second. I think I should have it somewhere. That's not it. It's not a greater than sign thingy. No. No. But this thing's weird. Let's just keep that as something because it's something I barely do. Who is comparing files? You kidding me? What is the only time I get to do that is when they tell me we have an upgrade packages for migrating and they want me to compare stuff. Okay. So guys, why are you guys not even Googling it or researching it too? You guys just sitting and look at me. If you have a computer in front of you to try and research it, I thought we're team members or teammates here. Anyway, let's do this. So Claudius is what Claudius is saying that we should do this. Claudius is saying that we should do this. Diff fruits, for example. Okay, let me just go back to that command. Diff fruit this. That append symbol is not good. It's not good. That means you're taking 2 files to compare the third one with. So if I do this, you see this? Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, if I don't like that.
No, but that's why.
I like this man. He's researching. And everybody is waiting just for us to do it a copy. So now file 1 is empty. That is you find it for us. It's okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. He said we put that right now. If I don't find it, I'll leave it. Don't worry, guys. It's not something to be killing yourself with. You mostly compare 2 files. 3 files is not bad, but there's how can I miss that one today? It's a basic thing. You see, he's using that file 3.
I see Vim diff file 1, file 2, file 3.
Vim will be to Vim to it. Not Vim. You cannot use Vim diff, but it's good that you actually found something. You research something. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let me see if I pushed in the other class.
It says this will open the file side by side in the Vim editor, allowing you to visually compare all 3 files. I don't know if that's.
Oh, that's nice. We can try that one too, but that's not what I'm looking for actually. Let me tell you something. What is his name again? Claudius. This is what you are telling us to do. That's why, right?
Yeah.
Between the 2 files, but even though it's not what I'm looking for, so it's just to compare them like this. Look up, guys. Let me just draw. You see, you compare the 2 side by side like that. You see that? You see the 2 files right there. Yeah, that's what I want to do. But that's not what I'm looking for. I want more than 2 files. Okay. And all I'm saying is let me see. Yeah, I don't like that. I've seen that's the flag before. I don't like this file. That flag. If I don't see it, I can write the scripts to do that. It's also very cool with the scripts, but I'm not doing all that. Yeah.
Well, I think you can use Diff 3.
For directory, don't forget dash R versus directory, okay? Yeah, so you say you found Diff 3, so like this. So if I go to compare those 3 files, well, this is file 2, for example. So you want me to do like, okay, Diff 3 like this?
Yeah.
Oh, good, it worked actually, but this doesn't really, wait, it helps, in a way, it helps, yeah, it helps. Who found it? Who saw that? Who found it? The person who owes us $1. Okay, this was $1. I'm kidding. Alright guys, watch this, yes, you got it. Diff 3, okay? But that's weird. Diff normally should have a flag that will give it. But it's good that you found Diff 3. Yeah. But now you have to just understand what what you're looking at the difference of, right? So you see Diff 1 and 2, right? 1 and 2, right? They are the same. This is their content. Okay? Let us add some content into the first file. Let us just say echo. Let me just add something funny. Let's just say echo to the first file, just so there's something that will differentiate file 1 and file 1 and 2. Okay? So let's do that and add it to this file here. For 1. Now if I run the Diff 3, thank you so much. If I run this command now, you see it shows all the differences. So the only thing is that that's file, just so there's something that will differentiate file 1 and file from 1 and from 2. Okay, so let's do that and add it to this file here for 1. Now, if I run the Diff 3, thank you so much. If I run this command now, you see it shows all the differences. So the only thing is that let's say the first file had 5,000 lines. You see that? If I had 5,000 lines, that means you show me all the lines. So we have to take out the differences, the items that are not common. We want to see only the items that are different. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You want to take that out. So that will take us back to our man page. What flag do we put in there? That will show only the difference. What is that command?
If that's
What is that again? To show us only the difference?
Yes.
Side by side. No, I want. I can use this side by side. Just remember this one. I'm using side by side. Okay, there you go. Suppress common lines. This is what we saw earlier. Remember this suppress common lines?
Okay.
Okay, so please remember this. I'll put this in there. So I show us. Then the side by side, I'll use it too. So watch this. So I'll run the same command again, but I'll put, let me go home here, space. I'll put this first one, suppress common lines. Then I'll put dash side by side. Guys, just so it shows me the difference. Side by side. So it shows.
No, I think just
He doesn't like couple lines. Are you kidding me? Let me take this side by side off and just try something. Okay. He doesn't like a couple lines at all.
Look at that by itself.
This one. Why did you cook this one? He doesn't like the side by side either. It makes it heavy for me to differentiate because if I run this thing to get the difference, right? What if each file contains maybe 10,000 lines? And it means he will list out 10,000 lines here before he lists other lines. That's not too smart, correct? All right, don't worry. I'll tell you guys what this is next class. Let's not waste too much time on this. It's taking precious time. I have something I want you guys to do today. But this is what is really crucial to remember. This is one that I gave you. Differentiate between two files. So you say fruit one. This is, you will use this the whole time. It's very useful. Okay? This two, you see, there's only one thing that is different between these two files, and it's on line 7. And that is called a true. And it is found only in this file on my left. The file on my left is this one. Okay? If I run this same command, I can do this side by side in work. Just watch this. Dash side by side. You see that side by side. And I can do this, suppress command lines, it will still also work. Wait, that's a personal line. I'm lazy, guys. I want to just copy paste. So I'll do this here. You see, it separates the lines that are common, and then it shows me that, look at the arrow. It shows this arrow, there's a truth here on the side, on the file on my left. This is the file on my left. You get it? If I choose to...
Where did that come from? Oh, damn.
Change the look arrow. There's a truth here on the side, on the file on my left. This is the, you see, it separates the lines that are common, and then it tells me that, look at the arrow. It shows this arrow, there's a truth here on the side, on the file on my left. This is the file on my left. You get it? If I choose to change the location of fruit 1 and fruit 2, like this, if I put fruit 1 on my right and fruit 2 on my left, guess what? If I run it, the arrow will switch direction. You see the arrow is pointing out to the right, and this is a truth. You get it?
Oops.
So it is pointing in the direction of the file where the content is. So this attribute is located in this file here, fruit 1. I know I choose not the fruits, but no worries. It is located inside fruit 1. Okay? That is how it is. See, please, this is actually one that I would prefer you guys to keep this. I'd rather keep this one. Okay?
Side by side, okay.
Yeah, this is, to me, this is better. It shows you clean, okay? It's better that way. Okay, that's it. You guys are not doing my GNS project. I'm feeling bad. I'll keep filing the projects. You guys will do it. You need to do it. Because there is this NTP that you're supposed to do and the DNS together. I have to send you guys the projects, the multi-factor authentication